Oops, I left my light on. I need to turn this off. Pardon me. Left my light on from the last one. We're gonna go over here to pattern-collections.com and scroll to pattern focus to find today's pattern. Today's pattern is called Shallots by Erica Collette. Nice and big, make it nice and big for me. Okay, so we're going to start with a teardroppy shape that's going kind of almost laying flat, not quite flat, but kind of, you know, at that angle, not standing up. A laying down teardrop. Inside that big teardrop, we're going to do a couple of these echoes, right like that. And then on top of the little teardrop, we're going to put a little lump right there. So it's a teardrop and a lump. And then it looks like on top of that lump, we're going to make echoes that go down to that point. Not big poofy ones, just kind of, so they're not petals, more of a shell shape. And then my favorite, we can color in, do a little striping, right? And here it is a sample here with various other things, a zinger and some fescue and some stuff. So let's see what happens. And we can draw some going one way, some going the other. Now I can turn my light on. Pardon me. Oops. Can't reach the switch that way. I have to do it this way. Okay. So where are we going to go? I've already pre-strung my tile. See? Not sure I'm going to use it, but it's there. Grab my pen. Thinking here. So let's do one right about here. Like that. And then inside here, I want to do a few of these, like this. And then we want to put some sort of lump here. And then from that lump, I'm going to come down a few times going that way. And then we can embellish however I want to embellish. We'll see. I think I want one also going here. I'm going to try to use this string sort of. I'm going to make this one go the other way. And kind of a lump. And from that lump, we've got some, not doing that very well. It's because I didn't turn my page to make it more comfortable for me. And see what happens. You get kind of weird lines happening if you're not making it comfortable for yourself. But that seems to be the general gist of the shape. I'm going to put another one going here. I want the teardrop to go this way, I think. And I want it to come behind there. Like that. And then Something like that. I think I want one up here, maybe this way. I'm going to go with a little more flow with this one and see what happens. Something like that. And maybe one coming out this way. Great big one. Okay, I think that's good. And then I'm going to put some flux because I think that goes well with this shape because it's kind of teardroppy. And I can make it just kind of organic-y and just going whatever direction. Maybe some circles, because you know, when you don't know what else to do, a circle works. I do my flux. I really like them to have this sort of line and a dot in the middle. It's just what I like. Okay, and then coming this way, I want them to be maybe a few more flux. And maybe some fescue. This definitely looks very underwater, undersea sort of a thing. So I'm inspired by that. And you guys know I've been watching that Okeanos Explorer channel. So yeah, that's totally got me hooked. One more coming out of here. Like that. Yep, I like that. Okay, so now I want to color that in with the striping. I'm going to get rid of my string. I know you can't really see it, and the Pure Zen Tanglist will just leave that string in there and just let it be. It's one of those things that just bugs me, so if it bugs you, get rid of it. If you don't mind it, leave it alone. Alright, so now I want to do some filling in striping, and I'm going to grab my Pigma brush pen. So I haven't used it much. I just practiced with it once, but I haven't actually used it on a tile yet, so I'm going to do that. And I want this one. Like that. And then these ones up here are going to have a little sparkle. So the sparkle right there. Like so. If you guys don't know how to do sparkle, I do have a sparkle video. Just go into my channel and just search for sparkle. You'll find it. That should have been further down, because now this one has to be pretty high. But that's all right. The next one will be better. That one wasn't quite as good as I wanted. That one's solid. And this one's solid. And then these have sparkle, and I want the sparkle here. That's better planned. I like my sparkles to kind of line up, make a little spot that makes sense, that they would all be shiny kind of in a row like that. I like that better. I did better with this one. A little bit like that. Okay, this one. I could totally color this in with with just my regular nib pen. I just like to use the brush when I'm filling in large areas. Just something that I prefer. You don't have a brush pen, don't worry about it. Just use your regular pen and fill in. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. So I want it here and here. Okay. Like that. See, like these totally stand out now, and these are drawn the same and they like almost disappear. You need that contrast, that black and white contrast to make them stand out. This brush pen doesn't give me quite as fine a line as the previous one did. It's got a little bit more flex to its tip. So I have to be really, it can give me a fine line, but I have to be really much more careful and not push. I'm barely touching the paper with the pen because it's got quite a flexible nib. previous one I was using was the Prismacolor brush pen, which I really enjoyed. But I thought I'd try some other brands, see. And yeah, pens can be expensive. They can be $2.50 a piece. But at the same time, I figure, you know, I draw every single day, and a pen lasts me 6 months. The brush pens last me longer than that, a year. So for $2, I think that's a pretty good investment. I think I want it right about here. So I want it here, and here, and here. Yeah, okay. The other pens, not my brush pens, but the other ones. Oh, I did that backwards. That was supposed to be at the bottom and not the top. Oh well. They don't last me, 6 months to a year. They probably last me 3 or 4 months, but still 3 or 4 months of drawing for $2. What other art can you do for that inexpensive? Even with the expensive pens, it's still inexpensive in comparison. And watching the people doing those flow paintings, I love them. They are so exciting. You know, I think abstract really draws me. Zentangle is abstract, and the flow art is abstract. Abstract really draws me. But my goodness, the price of their materials. I know they're all in search of something cheaper to use, but I think part of it is just the volume of material that they need to use for one painting. They use more paint in one painting than I use in an entire art journal in mixed media. 20, 30 pages I can do with less than half the paint that they use. And so, yeah, it can be super pricey. Just for materials. And then you think, oh, well, that didn't take them very long to do. But you don't see, it might have only taken 15 minutes to actually pour it out onto the canvas. But you don't see all the research that they've done into mixing their paints properly and getting all their supplies and then making sure they have level surfaces. Level is important. I know I don't have any level surfaces where I could just leave paint to dry for days. Literally days. You have to leave it just sit and not touch it. And then touch up the ends of my little fescues here. I didn't get them filled in the way I want. Yeah, they have to sit and wait for days for their paintings to dry, and then they have to varnish, and they have to do more than one coat of varnish, and in between those they have to let them dry. So one painting might seem like they've only taken 20 minutes to do. Probably takes them a week or more. So, you know, people think, oh, well, I could do that. Well, yeah, you could, probably. But did you? Yeah. That annoys me when, especially when you're at like a museum or someplace and you think, well, I could have done that. Or you hear people say that, I could have done that. Well, okay. But have you done that? Have you created that art? The answer to that is usually no, I haven't created that art. Well, then don't denigrate the artist if you haven't even tried replicating their work. Because you know what? You'll find out that it's actually harder than you think. That's been my experience. I've dabbled in other art forms, and I've dabbled in replicating different styles, and yeah, it's harder than you think. It looks easy because that artist has spent hours and hours and hours perfecting their craft, and so that when they do it, it's like second nature and they can just do it. But it didn't start out that way. Kind of like walking. I mean, yeah, you're looking at an adult who has spent 40 years walking, and it looks like walking is an easy thing to do. Well, look at a baby who's never walked before and watch them learn how to walk. You know, walking is not as easy as you think. It's just that you've been doing it so long that you don't have to think about it anymore. Same goes for art or any other thing that you are working on. I've said it before. You know, practice is what it takes. You'll say, oh, my hand isn't steady, I can't draw like you. Yeah, you could. You just need practice. I've been doing it a long, long time. And I've put in the hours. That's all it is. I've just put in the hours. You can do this, but you have to be dedicated to it. And if you're not going to be dedicated and put in the hours, then, you know, yeah, you're not going to be able to do it. All right. I think they are good. I'm calling it good. Need to title it. Why does my phone keep going back to that? I need to close everything. Let me just close everything and start over. It keeps popping up with my telephone every time I turn it back on from sleep, and I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, this one was called Shallots. I'm gonna actually sign it over here, and I'm gonna put the words down here. All right, string number 52, Shallots. I like it. It was a very relaxing drawing for me. I enjoyed myself today. Didn't have to think really hard. When I have to think too hard, they're not an enjoyable pattern, and I would be unlikely to use them a second time. You know, once is fine for the daily pattern, but you know, after that I probably won't use it. These ones like this, where I don't have to really think, these ones I'll use again. All right, so I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for going out and doing nice things for others, because, you know, that helps us make the world a better place, because God knows we need to make the world a better place. Scary world out there, folks. Scary world. All right. I see you later. Bye.